Welcome to Wealthfinity, your ultimate source for all things related to the future of anti-money laundering. Money laundering is a critical issue that affects the global financial system and has far-reaching consequences. As technology continues to evolve and new regulations come into play, it's essential to stay ahead of the curve and be informed about the latest developments in this field. Join us as we explore the cutting-edge solutions and strategies aimed at tackling this complex problem and discover how you can stay one step ahead in the fight against money laundering. Get ready to take your financial knowledge to the next level with Wealthfinity. Money laundering is a complex and often misunderstood concept. It is a criminal act that involves disguising illegal proceeds as legitimate funds to evade detection and prosecution by authorities. This illegal activity has the potential to harm economies, disrupt financial systems, and support illegal and unethical practices. In this video, we will explore the basics of money laundering, and explain it in a simple and straightforward way. Money laundering is a criminal activity that involves the process of disguising the proceeds of illegal activities as legitimate funds. This illegal activity is performed in order to hide the source of the money, thus making it difficult for law enforcement agencies to track and seize the assets. Money laundering can be performed through a variety of methods, including the use of shell companies, offshore accounts, and cash transactions. What is money laundering? Money laundering refers to the process of disguising illegal proceeds as legitimate funds through a series of transactions. This is done in order to conceal the true source of the funds and evade detection by authorities. Money laundering is typically done by organized crime groups, drug traffickers, and other illegal organizations. How does money laundering work? Money laundering typically involves three stages: placement, layering, and integration. In the placement stage, the launderer introduces illegal proceeds into the financial system. This is often done by using cash to purchase bank accounts, businesses, or other assets. In the layering stage, the launderer moves the funds through a series of complex transactions in order to conceal their origin and ownership. This might involve using multiple bank accounts, shell companies, and other financial instruments. Finally, in the integration stage, the laundered funds are integrated into the legitimate financial system. This is done by using the laundered funds to purchase assets, such as real estate or investments, which appear to be legitimate. The process of money laundering typically involves three stages: placement, layering, and integration. In the placement stage, the launderer first introduces the illegal proceeds into the financial system, often in the form of cash deposits into a bank account. This stage is considered the riskiest, as it is the point at which the illegal nature of the funds is most likely to be detected. In the layering stage, the launderer uses a series of transactions and transfers to separate the illegal proceeds from their original source. This stage is designed to confuse and mislead law enforcement agencies, making it difficult for them to trace the funds back to the original source. The launderer may use shell companies, offshore accounts, and other financial instruments to perform this stage. The final stage, integration, involves the reintroduction of the laundered funds into the legitimate financial system, making them appear as if they are the result of legal activities. The launderer may use the laundered funds to purchase assets, such as real estate, businesses, or investments, which can then be used to generate legitimate income. Fortunately, there are steps that governments and financial institutions can take to prevent money laundering. For example, banks are required to verify the identities of their customers and report suspicious activity to the authorities. Money laundering is a significant problem, as it undermines the integrity of the financial system and contributes to the growth of organized crime. It also has serious consequences for the global economy, as it can be used to finance terrorism, corruption, and other illegal activities. Governments around the world have taken steps to combat money laundering by implementing anti-money laundering (AML) regulations and laws. These regulations require financial institutions, such as banks and money service businesses, to implement anti-money laundering programs, monitor customer transactions, and report suspicious activities to the appropriate authorities. Governments can also enact laws that make it more difficult for criminals to launder money, such as requiring transparent ownership of companies and increasing the penalties for those convicted of money laundering. It's important to note that money laundering is a global problem that affects both developed and developing countries. Criminals can launder money through banks in any country, and it's often difficult for law enforcement to track the funds and prosecute the perpetrators. Why is money laundering a problem? Money laundering has several negative consequences. It undermines the integrity of financial systems and can harm economies by destabilizing financial institutions. In addition, money laundering can support illegal and unethical activities, such as drug trafficking, terrorism, and human trafficking. Money laundering is a criminal activity that involves disguising the proceeds of illegal activities as legitimate funds. It is a complex process that involves 3 stages: placement, layering, and integration. Governments around the world have taken steps to combat money laundering by implementing anti-money laundering regulations and laws, but the fight against this criminal activity is ongoing. How can money laundering be prevented? Preventing money laundering requires a multifaceted approach, including legislation, regulation, and enforcement. Governments and financial institutions must work together to implement anti-money laundering measures and prevent the flow of illegal proceeds through the financial system. These measures might include requiring financial institutions to perform due diligence on their clients, to report suspicious transactions, and to maintain records of transactions. Additionally, governments can increase penalties for money laundering, and improve cooperation between financial institutions and law enforcement agencies. Money laundering is a complex and serious issue that requires a comprehensive approach to prevent. By understanding the basics of money laundering, individuals and organizations can help prevent this illegal activity from undermining the integrity of financial systems and supporting illegal practices. In conclusion, the future of anti-money laundering is rapidly evolving with the integration of cutting-edge technology and data analytics. The ability to identify and prevent financial crimes has never been stronger, but the threat of money laundering remains a global challenge. With continued investment in technology and the development of sophisticated algorithms, the future of combating money laundering looks bright. Governments, financial institutions, and businesses must stay vigilant and remain proactive in their efforts to detect and prevent illegal financial activities, ensuring a secure and stable financial system for all.